Yo, what is going on, and welcome back to another POV drive. A little bit of a different one. As you can see behind me, there's not a Supra. The car you guys are seeing right behind you is my 2013 Scion FRS. This thing has had so much money thrown into it because it's been fully wide body. As you can see by the over fenders, there's the carbon fiber wing. Obviously it's got, you know, the wheels, the coilovers. There's an NVIDIA N1 catback exhaust down there. Headlights, taillights are all sequential, and the beautiful thing, we look right in here, that is my boost gauge, because I actually turboed this. Not a lot of people be doing that to these cars, and so there's a beautiful top mount front turbo with a giant intercooler, and this car is fun. It makes about 280 horsepower, and it's tuned for 93 at the moment. I'll leave the full mod list down in the description below, but the main reason I want to showcase this car is because it actually gets bought here in the morning. It's about 10 p.m. at night, and around 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, or as the time you guys are seeing this video, it'll already be gone. The guy's gonna come pick it up, and this will be gone for good. When I originally put money into this car, I had no sort of interest in making videos, but ever since I've had a car channel with the Supra, I figured it'd be pretty criminal not to at least showcase this car at least once on the channel. So we'll get in here and I'll just kind of showcase a few different things. So this car, I mean, obviously there is the gauge right there. This thing will turn on that. This thing's actually automatic. I know a lot of people like these things to be in manual, but this is an automatic Scion FRS. And I should say it does actually even have some giant subwoofers in the back, because the stereo system here was rather lacking, but can't really go ahead and show that. Actually, I can open up the trunk real fast. Bit of a fun one here to open, but the wing actually, when you open the trunk, does not go ahead and touch the car. I just got to be careful with it not to let it slide. There is one bolt in there, but yeah, it actually still has some distance, and there's two big old 10-inch subwoofers there. I'm not sure how easy it is to see in this light, but the entire trunk is basically taken up with subs, so it definitely thumps. No idea if the future owner Noah is going to make any videos or anything on this, but for any guys that are interested, if he's got social media for it, I'll be sure to link it in the description below, along with, of course, all the parts and everything that's on here, so you can see what's been done. All right, let's get cruising here. Just trying to make sure I set everything up properly, but we're gonna put it in drive and go for a cruise. This thing is, for me, what I call is basically like a giant go-kart, because the coils are very stiff. I'm basically at like the maximum sort of like distance or length or whatever you want to call it that I can get away with without having like my tires rub or anything like that, or just ripping out fender liners. So this thing is actually, it's pretty dang stiff, but I'll tell you what, that is something I'm gonna miss. Man. That is something I'm gonna miss right there. It's just hearing that nice, the turbo spool, the blow off. We're gonna been such a long time since I drove this car. This car basically doesn't get driven. Ever since I got the Supra, this car is just kind of largely sat. And I was like, well, I don't want to just have a car that I don't drive. This car, I don't know how much is going to come through, but man, this is such a different feeling. I just want to get out from back there, but we're going to go cruise around on the streets, since I'm not going to be gunning it or nothing. I'm not sure if I said it in this take of the video that'll make it out, but I'm not going to be pushing it. We're just going to go for some casual cruising and stuff like that. I just want people to hear the car, and obviously, you know, it's not right to go try to beat up on something you're gonna sell. But this is like this is a really fun go-kart, essentially. intro, but I don't feel like a lot of people, I'm gonna roll the windows up here just a little bit. I don't feel like a lot of people actually put the time in to turbo these things or to supercharge it if you want to go that route. You know, people throw like on an eBay wide body kit, and I think it's because sometimes the demographic, you know, that buys one of these doesn't have the money to go throw into it. I was fortunate enough that through my main YouTube channel and done well enough, you know, that's my job, for anyone that doesn't know, to be able to have the money to throw into a car like this. Actually, kind of a bit of a funny story is that with this car in particular, there's about two things that were going to happen. So he's either going to leave this car the way it was and sell it, which is, you know, what's happening, or I was going to do something really wild and I was going to LS swap it. So it was like either this car was getting LS swapped or sold, and basically me not LS swapping it was because I bought the Supra. I was like, if I'm gonna go put like, you know, it'd probably cost me like $20-some thousand to go properly LS swap this. If I was gonna go LS swap it, I was like, I can't afford to do, you know, both. Buy a new car and then modify that, you know. I don't got, you know, I'm not in like a GTA money glitch, so I don't got infinite money to throw at cars. Though I wish I was, maybe one day. We're gonna go probably take a right and go find an area where there's just a little bit more light. This car, if you've noticed just kind of me driving, it's not like droney. The exhaust is very nice. I actually wanted to see if I could, when I originally got this thing dyno tuned, if I could get there to be like burbles and backfires and stuff, and I guess he wasn't able to do it, which with actually getting it to have like, you know, good power numbers and stuff like that. So there's basically none of that, which is once again a complete polar opposite of the Supra, where that thing will basically throw out some gunshots. I'll tell you what, actually, a bit of a story here behind actually getting this thing turboed instead of supercharged. I was kind of up in the air about it, but I took this car over to Russ Garage, which was like a local Subaru specific shop out here, and you know, obviously Scion, FRS, Subaru BRZ, basically the same thing. I took it over to them, and Russ, who's now retired, he went back and forth with me on it and just kind of helped me figure out what to get based on the car being like automatic and what would do really good for the car, what would I get the most out of, you know, what would I have the most fun with. And I'm thoroughly thankful that I went with the turbo, because this thing is fantastic. Though I will say that this turbo, it's a Greddy turbo. For you guys that haven't, you know, decided to go read the description at all, this kit had some issues. I had a piece break off of the manifold, like a straight, like a chunk break off the manifold, and they could pretty much made me have no boost pressure, so that was a giant issue. So I had to bring it over to them. I had to actually purchase a new part from them, and then like less than like 6 months later, you know, like not even like 1,000 or 2,000 miles later, the same exact thing happened again, except the only difference is that I completely, like that piece that broke off, and it's pretty much in the same spot, got sucked up into my turbo. So I was out then the manifold and a turbo. They replaced that after, you know, Russ went to bat for me. You know, it was like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, that's ridiculous. So I've had this car turboed since about 40K-ish miles. Everything's relatively new in the sense of that the turbo, manifold, and stuff like that has been on probably since about 50-ish. pumps. Well, I was gonna try to actually fill up the car for the guy, so because he drives a couple hours back, and for whatever reason, this gas station's closed. Never is, but I guess that's just my luck. Anyways, appreciate y'all coming through. Like I said, any of the details about the car will be in the description below. Hopefully the guy makes some videos or something with it. I probably should have, realistically, but you know, it is what it is. I built it out and only wanted to do gaming videos when I was building it out, and only recently started doing car stuff. So thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate you. If you want to see more of this stuff, maybe I'll have some extra videos, footage, I don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what this guy does with it, and hope he enjoys it.